Man, should have bought a house last year. Should have bought a house last year. Man, should have bought a house last year. Should have bought a house last year. Should have bought a house last year. You know what? I'm buying a house this year. It's time. Fuck it.
Attention, player haters and overrated disbelievers of all kinds. I stand before you today 10 toes down as the bearer of bad news. Y'all done fucked up.
I said I'm never coming back again. Next I stepped away from the mirror. I got my mind made up now, cause I can see the future much clearer.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. When I was younger, my friends, I bought my home when I was in my mid-20s. And this kind of happened with a bunch of my friends. And for people who go, houses are unaffordable now or whatever, this is usually what happens. It's not just this particular time period. It goes across the board. Because what happens is, I remember my friends, they were like, you know what? It's just me. So what do I need to buy a house for? I don't need all that responsibility. I don't need a yard. I don't need all that. I'd rather be in an apartment. That's what happened. And then as the years went on, it was like, man, this rent is going up crazy. And then the prices of homes kept going up. Then it was like, yo, I should have did that. Then there was the thing where I don't know if I want to live there. I don't want to know if I want to live in this particular place for an extended period of time. I mean, I don't, maybe I want to move. Maybe I want to travel. Maybe I want to be somewhere else. I don't know yet. And then as the years go on, you didn't leave the city. You really didn't travel that much. And now it's like, maybe I should have got a house or whatever, right? And like I said, the prices kept going up. Then there was the people who were, I got time, man. I'm young. I got time. And then you wake up one morning and 10 years went by and you're like, yo, I should have did this 5, maybe 10 years ago. I remember personally, I had friends when I first got my home. It was like, dog, you live way out there. Like, why would you do that? Can't come see you because you way out there. And then years later, they were like, yo, I should have did what you did. You know what? I should have did that. Like, I want to be in an area like that. You in a good spot. Like, it is what it is. I had friends, I had female friends. One of their biggest reasons, I'm gonna wait until I'm married. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm gonna buy a house. Like when I get married, I'll move in with him. And that didn't happen, right? So then it's like, maybe I should have did it, but I didn't. There was this time period before where banks didn't put your student loans, they didn't factor your student loan debt into mortgages, right? And I remember then, there was this window of time where they were talking about it. And it's like, And then I had my friends like, y'all might want to do something before they hit you up with this. And it's like, maybe, maybe not, whatever. And then it happened, and then it's like, oh my goodness. And then there was a time period where they had the people who you didn't need much down. You didn't need much of a down payment because the homes were cheaper. And then you add in the fact that people added on the student loans to the bank and stuff, and now people jacked up the down payment, and then it became a oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? That's what it. And the people that I know prior, they were like, man, I should have did this 4, 5 years ago. I should have did that 10 years ago. And it's like, man, tried to tell you, right? And um, then there's a whole nother aspect of it. Yeah. Then you had the people who they weren't paying attention at all. I'm just living, I'm just kicking it. I'm going with the trends, I'm spending my money going out, trips, clothes, restaurants and, that type of stuff. And people warned them like, hey man, you might want to scale that back and get you a house. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I'm good. I'm living. It's like, all right. And then all of the money that they could have used for that went into all of the leisurely stuff. And then it's like, yo, maybe I should have did that. And I'm like, yeah, you should have did that. You could have cut down on the kicking it, and you would have been better off because they kept seeing the prices go up and up and up. And then there was the phase of, man, I'm gonna wait till the market die down. And it's like it might not die down. It might die down in some places, but it might not die down in other places. And when they found out that it wasn't going to die down, it was like these corporations was just buying houses sight unseen, to the point where people were buying houses sight unseen because they were just snatching up houses so fast. And then it was like, oh my goodness, you couldn't really put a bid in. You get what I'm saying? Like you literally see a house, say I like it, and then try to put a bid in, and it's already sold. And then the prices kept going up and up and up. Then that's a thing that happened too. Then you had, boy oh boy, uh, then you had the travelers, whether they I know it mostly from people who kept moving in within the United States. I don't know too many people who was living abroad like that. But I know a lot of people who was who I want to live here and I want to live here and I want to live here and I want to live here. Now they didn't live in 11 different places, but it was an apartment here, an apartment here, an apartment here, a townhome here, a condo here, da, da, da. And it's like, yo, um, you gonna be out, you gonna be ass out in a minute because you don't stay anywhere long enough, right? And some of these people were flighty and just moving, and some of these people were moving jobs, were moving here, moving here, moving here, moving here, and because and even with those people, I remember there was a type who they kept moving, but they decided to buy a home wherever they considered was home, and they would just move, move, move. The job takes them there, and when that cycle ends, they go back home. And then I know the other people who the job took them here, the job took them there, the job took them, and they just going everywhere, right? And they living it up everywhere. And then when it's all said and done, you didn't lived in nice luxury places, but when it's time for you to get your own nice place, the price then doubled and tripled because you was just like, hey man, I'm out here, kind of like the corporate thing. And the other one, because I've seen people, I gotta put this one in there where people were spending so much time buying cars they couldn't afford a house. I got I got this car, I got that car, and that. Say, bro, you're doing this backwards. Get the house first, then get the cars. You got the cars first, and now you couldn't get the house. You know what I'm saying? And that was a thing. And then, there were the people who just didn't think that the market would get to a point where it'll become unaffordable. Because it's like, yo, man, the houses around this, whatever, man, I'm good. And then it's like, yo, I'm 35. Oh, snap. I'm locked into this apartment because at the end of the day, I can't, how can I say this? There were people who thought it wasn't the price wasn't going to go up as high as it did. And what happened was the people who bought homes pay less for the homes than they do for the apartments because the apartments kept rising. And it is not just the price of the apartments that rise. Some people don't realize sometimes the utility bills in an apartment can be higher than a house. It's crazy, but that's a thing. The only thing that isn't high is water bill, but that electricity, electricity, gas is gonna hit you up. And then they come to find out, man, how can I say this? Because of the price of stuff going up, let's just say somebody's mortgage is, let's just say $1,500, right? $1,500 to $2,000. Let's just do that. They got a house, whatever. Friends, family, people they know, whatever. They got an apartment for, let's just say $1,200 to $1,500. 10, 15 years go by. The apartments are now, let's just say $1,700 to $2,200 a month, and the house is still $1,500 to $2,000, and it's like, oh, not a person, and then the bills are higher with the apartment. It's crazy, and you see that happen, and then people just, they're like, man, now I just got to jump in this market regardless because of the way it's looking. If I don't, I'm already in a bad spot. It's only going to get worse. So that's just my long drawn out thing. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.